Hey, it's Brian Mudd. This is my cheat sheet for Wednesday, June 27th. Simply, Simplee, Simply.com. This is a cool new website that allows you to do something with your medical records that can help save you a lot of money and keep you on track. Have you ever tried looking at a health bill, something that came from your doctor, and then something that comes from your insurance company, and trying to figure out what actually happened, what's actually paid for, what it all means? I mean, look, I think even the doctors themselves would have a hard time trying to tell you what happened and what you're paying for there. But there's a website that can sort through this for you. It's Simplee, the Simplee website. What you do is you input all of your medical data there, and no, they don't share it with anybody, so if you're worried about privacy, I wouldn't worry about that. What you do, though, you input all your medical records, and it goes through and it checks. It checks for like services, like dates, and it's able to error check. If you're being double charged for something, if something doesn't make sense, it'll flag it. And it can even kick the information back to an insurance company. It can kick it back to your doctor's office. But it actually sorts through the entire disaster and it can help save you money. Many people have tested this out before it went live and intentionally inputting errors, putting things through that were legit. The site's working. So check out this website, Simplee. I think this could be a great resource to keep track of medical information. Plus it stores your records online, which helps minimize the files, especially if you have ongoing medical treatment. Why the Toyota Prius is still the only hybrid that really saves you money. That's me talking, by the way. We had more research done by our friends at Bankrate. Bankrate ended up taking out some of the other hybrids. These are vehicles that you could buy a base model or buy a hybrid. For example, the Focus, which you would think the hybrid would be a good economical alternative. Well, you pay about $7,000 more for the Focus hybrid than you do the standard. And here's the thing. According to the way the average person drives it, Bankrate determined that it would take 16 years before you make back the difference in that $7,000. So, is it worth it? No. And this is something I've talked about at length. The only hybrid I've ever seen, when I've put numbers to it, the way the average person drives, is the Toyota Prius. And that's still the case. And in part because you don't have anything to compare it to. There is no Prius non-hybrid, right? So, if you take a look at it in comparison to its class and its entry price in the low 20s, the Toyota Prius hybrid is still the only hybrid that actually really saves you money. Otherwise, all things being equal in the way most of us drive, even with higher gas prices, you're still going to end up doing better by buying the non-hybrid at a lower sticker price. Just something to consider if you're buying a hybrid, surely for cost savings purposes. And don't even get me started on the Volt. That thing is a terrible value. Why women are typically better investors than men. And this is a men are for Mars, women are for Venus thing, but a lot of this is going to make sense. Without getting deep into the research, this won't surprise you. Men are simply more impulsive. There are a couple takeaways for all of us. Number one, the number one reason why men and women become unsuccessful investors or will lose money is because they make mistakes in trade, and they trade on emotion. Remember my saying, never allow your money and your emotions to cross paths. I always say, have a minimum of 3 reasons under which you're buying, and know what they are, write them down, and only sell when 2 of those 3 change for the negative. If you do that, you remain disciplined, the odds are you'll do better. So number one reason that men or women will lose money is when they trade on emotion. Maybe because the market's down, maybe because they didn't feel good that day, whatever the heck happened. And the reason why women are typically better than men, because women are less impulsive and less likely to trade as quickly as men, even if women at times can be a bit more emotional. So I'll have more information about that in the physical cheat sheet. It's worth looking at because trading in and out of stocks or any investment vehicle without really knowing what you're doing is rarely a very good idea. 90% of active traders in the stock market, for example, lose money. And if you're part of the 10% that knows how to do it and make money, more power to you. But there's a 90% chance you're not. This was something. We've seen these lawsuits going around for years, right? Between Apple and Samsung and HTC and insert tech company here. It finally means something. Holy cow. Samsung Galaxy Tab, what had been the number 2 player in tablets over the past 2 years against Apple, Holy cow, a California San Franciscan judge went ahead and put an injunction in place, so you can't buy the Galaxy Tab in the United States right now. And what's more is she's saying that she thinks there's a good chance Apple can win this thing. So you put this all together, and this new era of lawsuits could be here to where these lawsuits really do mean something big. Be watching this case closely. It could have worldwide implications and future technology considerations. All right, that is the cheat sheet for today. Plenty more, including why the Apple TV really isn't a myth. One of these days. We'll see you tomorrow.